Richer than I ever been. The richest that I ever been. The richest that I ever been. Richer than I ever been.
I have a question. Um, so I like the idea of real estate. It can be a long-term commitment, but when it comes to players or even myself, you don't have the time when you're looking for a more short-term, like flipping, like you said, or even referrals. What do you think about that? Like, would you recommend that for a player when they don't have the time to dedicate their fourth quarter or their team?
So, there's a couple different ways I would say you can get into real estate if you don't have the time or don't want to really, commit to it to that extent. Number one is you could buy turnkey properties. So that turnkey properties are essentially properties that are already stabilized. You're buying them out, you're renting it out, but you're playing the long game, especially in today's market because of interest rates, you're not going to cash flow great, and you're buying at a higher price point to where you got to let appreciation take its time over time. So I started out buying more turnkey properties, but it was in a state where or it was at a point where interest rates were low, properties were cheap, and I was cash flowing really, really well. That's not really the case in the climate right now. So if you're okay with that and it's a smaller, return, then that's a route. Another route, which we said we get into, is syndications. And if you haven't heard that, that's essentially like he buys multifamily stuff. So he's about to buy a 100 unit complex, and he's going to be raising money. And investors like us, we're the prime people that they go after. To hey, you guys can put in X amount of money, get into my fund. I'm going to give you a preferred return. The average is about 8%, and they say we're going to split the profits. Like you as an investor get 70%, me as the general partner or Cliff in this case gets 30%, and that's pretty standard. The great thing about that is it's completely passive. You need to vet the person up front. All the stuff we talked about with the financial advisors, same kind of thing. But now you get to participate in real estate, get a pretty good cash on cash return at 8%, but you still get a piece of the upside when they sell, refinance, and stuff down the line. So I've invested. Cliff has too in a lot of syndications as well because I was trying to offset. Like I didn't have enough time to go and buy a bunch of properties, but I still wanted to invest in real estate while I was playing, and that was like my way of doing so. And I think it's a good alternative if you do it right.